Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. All right, all right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. LUNC community, USTC, Repeg community. What's going on? All right, so I know a lot of people voted that they're for the Repeg, but we know that that's not true, right? So the community has realized that that's not true, especially the validators do not want the Repeg at all, as Apostle already told us in the video. They want to stay status quo. They want to keep it right where it's at, so they can just milk it with rewards, just milk the rewards, and then just dry up the orca pool, and then crash the chain, and then move on, right, to something else, right? So that's what they're in favor of, and that's what they're talking about behind the scenes, and that's what they want to do, and that's the actions that we see. So we don't even need them to say anything. We could just see their actions, right, on the chain. Right? They don't want the Repeg. They don't want the Repeg, and they're going to vote down anything that brings taxes, that to reduce the supply faster. Anything that deals with CEX burning tokens, they don't want to do that. They know that it's going to skyrocket the price, and people are going to undelegate from them, and they don't want that. They want the price to stay right where it's at and just bounce between the five, where we at? We're at 5 zeros again, or 4 zeros. 4 zeros. They want the price to stay right here. 4 zeros 5 to 3 zeros 1, or 2, and they don't really want it to get up higher than that, right? So they get kind of nervous when it goes higher than that. So how do we circumvent this, right? That's We need the community to come up with a plan that brings purchasing power, or brings buying power, excuse me, to USTC. Now we already know how we're going to do that. It's going to be through the dinar. But besides the dinar, right? How can we as a community? You guys can let me know in the Telegram group and Twitter and Patreon as well. How can we create buying pressure on USTC? All right. Now, of course, another simple thing is just to stake with the burn it all validator, right? So, and Brad's at 80% of rewards and 20% staking now, and he's going to burn once a week all the rewards, all the commissions that he gets through the week. He'll burn it on Fridays or Saturdays every week. So that's another way to add to bring buying pressure to USTC, is everybody just stakes with Brad, and he built, and that commissions builds up, and then boom, he swaps the LUNC out, and creates that buying pressure for USTC, and then he burns it, right? So that's an option. That's an option that we can do. Another, I guess we have to figure out what are some other options. How about some utilities that inspires us to buy back and burn USTC, or adapt that like maybe like a video game DApp or something. Like there's a video game, and you play other people, and or video games, I don't know, maybe a quick easy thing, like a video game that somebody can create, a video game for the LUNC community, and almost like Pac-Man, but it's like LUNC, you know what I mean? Like the moon, like the LUNC moon, and the Luna 2.0 moon, and the USTC moon, right? And you collect moons, and you eat the moons, or like Pac-Man or something. Like we need something like that. We need like a fun video game, and to play the video game, it could be $1. You know what I mean? So the play of the video game is $1, and that goes to burning, that goes to buying back USTC once it builds up, and people are playing the video game in the community, right? And every day, whatever, and it builds up, and you take the money, what you build it up to $10,000, and then you take it and dump it into and buy back USTC and burn it. I mean, we don't even have. I don't even think we have one video game on the Terra chain. I mean, I don't even know. Does anybody know if we have video games on Terra chain? And are they free, or do they cost a fee to play them? I don't even. We don't even know. We should have like an arcade type of DAP where you go in and you play the old fashioned arcade games and things like that, or new games, that people can create. I know some of you guys can create video games. A lot of you guys do that type of stuff, right? So in the LUNC community, so we got some people in the LUNC community that can create video games and all types of stuff, and we can and you can put a fee on there to join to play the games, and that goes to buying back and burning USTC, right? So it's not hard. It's just that I don't think people. I don't. Once again, we've seen the actions of the community, and they don't want to repeg USTC, right? And so unfortunately, this is what we're left with by just sitting idle here, and and this is why we had to release the people in the burn it all validated, because it was getting to the point where it wasn't fair anymore. It wasn't fair that they would sacrifice that much, and the community said, "Screw you," right? So that's why we did that. We released them, but now people are getting their rewards 80%. We're still burning though, but on once a week, and Brad's gonna burn, and we're gonna still reduce the supply of Luna Classic until God releases the dinar. And it is time for the release. That's why I keep saying the word release, or release, because we're in that season of release. And so Brad did his release and for the people, and we were waiting for the dinar to release. We're waiting for Sheena to release. We're waiting for Shib to release. We're waiting for Jasmine to release. We're waiting for a bunch of tokens to finally release and go to the prices that they're supposed to go to. Theta was supposed to already go to the up to $10, 15, $16. They are just been they have been manipulating the crap out of these things, right? And so we're forcing retail to give up before they actually send them up. So don't give up. Don't give up, guys and girls. If you hold these tokens, don't give up. They will pump here at some point. And it's gonna take some world events or some type of event to short squeeze them to the upside. But when it happens, you're gonna be happy that it did. So it might take an event where we flash crash first, and then these things short squeeze to the upside, because it seems like the only way that some of these altcoins are gonna move is in a short squeeze scenario. That's how much dirt that's been thrown on top of them. That's how much fake tokens are on top of them that they can't barely move, and they can't barely breathe, right? God's gonna have to take his hand and rip them and pull them out of the freaking down underground, and on their deathbeds. So all right, so that's where we are right now. I'm eager to hear you guys' thoughts on how we can create buying pressure for USTC, so that we can repeg that. We know that the community doesn't want to repeg. We know that the validators definitely don't want to repeg. But I know there's individuals in the community that do want to repeg. So if you guys can reach out to me and let me know, none of your proposals will pass, by the way. So don't even try to put don't even try to put a proposal for repeg. They're not gonna. It's all gonna be no veto, whatever, because they don't want any of that stuff, right? So, but it is what it is. And I think the reason why the algo quant team stuff passed, because they knew that they were just going to collect money and not actually do anything, so they let that one go, right? So, um, that's really interesting, isn't it? But anyway, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know, and reach out to me, man, and we'll try to get it done. I gave a great idea for Sheena. You can watch the video I did for Sheena Inu, and a great idea for Sheena, basically just copying what Shib was supposed to do, right? Build it up to build the Shibarian wall to 25,000 and burn it. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do that for Sheena, and the Sheena community could do that. The Sheena community is down for burns, down for doing that type of stuff. So they just came together to get the CMC the first exchange, right? So they got an exchange for finally for Sheena, the first one, even though I'm not a fan of exchanges, but they got the first small exchange there, and so Sheena's good to go. And I think they got another exchange coming. And we were hearing some rumors about the Dan's going to be doing a guy. He said he loved my plan, but he has something that he thinks is going to pop Sheena to the upside very soon here, and I think it's another exchange. So I think he's going to do the same thing. They're going to raise money again for the community, and then they're going to get on another exchange, and he thinks that this exchange will be able to maybe pop the price up. I don't know. Who knows, right? The other one didn't. The other one did not pop the price up, and the price went down. So and that's because the markets were terrible when they got added. So we'll see if this one can pop the price up, but if it's not Binance or Coinbase, you're not really, or KuCoin, you're really not going to see, or Crypto.com, you're not really going to see a massive price move. If Sheena can get on Binance, then yes, that would send it to a $2 billion market cap, no doubt about it, right? But it can't because there's not a lot of volume on Sheena right now, right? The volume needs to come up significantly. But what Sheena could do is, my plan, right? And that is just to the community comes together, puts money in a wallet, either Ethereum wallet or XRP wallet or XLM wallet, and we swap it for Sheena. And when it hits 25,000 every day, and Dan will be the leader of that, and then boom, he sends it to the Burn wallet, right? And that's an easy thing to do, and it doesn't take much money because the whole community is doing it together. And so the whole community doing it together, then you just have to pitch in $5 a day, and then you're gonna watch Sheena absolutely skyrocket, right? So that's something that all communities can do instead of waiting on their dev members, right? And dev teams that never come through and always want to delay because they're controlled, right? Unfortunately, right? But um, and so we can do some things with the USTC as well. People can create games and have a fee on there that burns USTC, or a tax that burns USTC. Maybe a 2% tax on the get on there. So when you play the game, it's whatever it is, $1 to play it, and there's a two, and then 20 cents goes to, or whatever it is, right? 20 cents, 2 cents, 20 cents goes to buying back USTC, or maybe a whole dollar goes to building up a wallet for USTC burns. So we got to do something, right? So I know the dinar's coming, but we still let's think of some great ideas here on how to bring buying pressure to USTC. All right, so we have 4-0. We did gain a zero. We did add a zero. We haven't dropped that zero yet, but we are up to date. Markets are up to date, but volume's down today in the market. So we're down 35% in volume there. So all right. So I mean, some people are probably thinking the one we should have voted yes for the 1.5% burn tax. I mean, look, the point five is not it's just it's okay, but we could have been doing just fine with the 1.5% burn tax, especially in that downward trend there. We could have been burning a lot of tokens on that downward trend. So all right. So anyway, I think people are probably saying now that yeah, probably the 1.5% should have passed. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have been a big deal right now. I mean, look at the point five. Like so volume's still down, so it doesn't really matter, right? So you put a 1.5 on there, it wouldn't have been, we would have just burned a lot more tokens. um okay, so we're at 5.790 in circulating supply. Okay, so we got to get that down significantly, guys and girls. But the way we do that is by repegging USTC. That's why we're focused on USTC, because the way to take that big giant circling supply down is by repegging USTC. So let's check out USTC real quick here, and then we'll check out Luna 2.0 as well. Hmm. Okay, 0.02 there for USTC. All right, we already showed you how to get it done. We showed you proof that it can get done if buying pressure comes in, but unfortunately, that's not what the community wants, right? So they let it go all the way back down to 2 cents. And that's not what the validators want. So it is what it is. All right. So they want everything to just stay right here until they run out until the Oracle pool runs out, runs dry, and then the chain is done, right? And then they all unstake, and then they all move on to something else and say, "Nice try, everybody." And while they have 1,000x leverage shorting on LUNC all the way in USTC all the way down to zero, right? So that's their plan. That's their goal. That's what God. That's what basically what God told Apostle. They want the price to stay right where it's at here in this range, and they're gonna just suck all the tokens out of the Oracle pool, and they're gonna then short it down all the way down to zero, right? So God said He's not gonna let them. He's not gonna let them do it. So. All right. I mean, they are staking, but then he's not going to let them destroy it. He's not going to let them destroy it and send it all the way down to zero. Okay. So that's what God said. So all right. So that's good news. That's good to hear. You know what I mean? Um, because he did say that this was that LUNC Luna Classic was the token that he has chose to set his people free in the wealth transfer, right? So, and of course, Shiba Inu is one of them as well. But LUNC is one that he was going to really use to bring his people, not just set us free, but to make us freaking multi-billionaires if you have enough tokens, right? He didn't even put a cap on how high LUNC could go. Like he showed people $300, $200, $100, but I mean we can go wherever we want, right? So he's not putting a limit to that. And but yeah. Anyways, Luna 2.0, another one that's gonna probably get to $100. I think both of them are gonna get to $100. LUNC and Luna 2.0. Five is only at 58 cents right now, so can you imagine you're watching these videos for a year and a half, and then like a year, 2 years from now, Luna's or less within the next 6 months or 2 years from now, Luna's at $100, and you're like, I watch these videos every day, and I didn't, and I have no Luna 2.0, right? That would be awful, right? So what's the point of watching the videos? Like I don't even, you watch the videos for all last year, and you still have no Luna 2.0, right? I'm pretty sure you had $100 sitting around somewhere for the last 13 months, right? To grab some Luna 2.0, and you can also stake it. You can also stake and just earn and start earning more for free, right? So you can stake it on station money and earn, I think, 17%. If you have a validator that doesn't have commissions. So if you go with a validator that doesn't have commissions on Luna 2.0, I think it's 17 to 19%, somewhere around there. If you go with a validator that has commissions, then you gotta deduct the 19% with the commissions, or I'm not sure if it's 19 or 17%. It's one of the two. Either way, it is what it is. If you do it on Atomic Wallet, you're only getting 7%. So that was a mistake I made. And I was on Atomic Wallet for like what, a year and a half staking that thing. I don't know how long I've been staking, about a year and a half. Luna 2.0. So man, that's a big difference, man. Staking at 7% instead of staking at 19% for a year and a half. That's a big difference, man. I would have way more tokens right now. I would have tripled my money, man. That's a lot more different. That's a big difference, man. 19% to 7%, man. Dang, man. None of y'all told me either, man. I'm about to go cry in the car, man. um, yeah, none of y'all told me, man. I was just sitting there thinking that's what this. I'm thinking that's what the staking reward is all around. Like it's okay, 7%, and then come to find out, I'm like, wait a minute. What is it? 17%? 15%? It's 19%. Whoa. I'm I'm way off. That means Atomic Wallet is taking a lot. If that's Atomic Wallet validator, then they're taking a lot of commissions, man. Jeez, Atomic Wallet. You're taking 7% commissions or 10% commissions actually. Jeez, all right. And you're not even burning or anything. Well, this is what it is. Look, lung communities is taking, a lot of people in the lung community are taking, 5, 10, 15, 20% commissions as well. At least the burn off validator, Brad is burning those tokens once a week for USTC repeg. But the other people are just gonna live a great lifestyle with that money apparently. Well, they're also gonna be paying off their validators as well. For a lot of them run it through all nodes, so they have costs that they have to pay off as well. So, but at 20%, 13, 15%, it's probably you're doing okay, especially if you have like 50 billion stake to you. All right, that's what's going on with that. Let's check out the governance and let me see if anything else is here. Nothing is really there, and the L1 task force. Terra Classic Core Security Upgrade Package. Oh God, I cannot stand these upgrades. I can't. I get it that we have to do upgrades, but man, I can't stand these computer upgrades. They are so inconvenience to people, man. They shut down. Things go wrong. Things go. You got bugs and your wallet doesn't show the right numbers anymore. Like God, man. Like I went into my Terra station wallet, zeros, right? It's just like it's not even showing the price of LUNC isn't even displaying properly, right? So it's like, man, these upgrades. Every time you get these upgrades, there's always bugs all over the place. It just makes life miserable. And so, anyways, it's definitely gonna pass though. They have to upgrade the system, of course, with security. The This one's not going to pass. It's 2 days to go on that one, and then that one's passing as well. All right, so let's go over here, check out what's going on with the stake bin, with the burns and everything. 89 million there. Okay, 2,000. That's it. 2,000. That can be right. Wow, only 2,000 in burns today for USTC. Wow, we gotta get some buying pressure on USTC, man. 3.9 billion there for LUNC. Now somebody might we now one of the things we could do is I did suggest this before where we could take a 1% of the LUNC um a month or a week. We could take 1% of LUNC from the community pool a week and swap it for USTC and burn USTC. I think that's a safe thing. I mean, it's 1%, right? So we take I don't even know what 1% of this 3 billion is. What is that? What's 1% of 3 billion? I have no clue. um, what is 1%? What is 10% of 3.9 billion? 300, is that 300 and 10% would be three? Was that 390 million? Man, why can I not do math right now? I don't know. What is I'm kind of curious right now. Like, what is 10% of 3.9 billion? Why can't I do the math? I think it's 390 million. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But 390 million. Um, so that's 10%, 390 million. Um, and of course that's gonna be voted no on. So if we go 1%, that's 39 million, right? So you take 39 million LUNC tokens, you swap them for USTC every week. Of course, as we continue to rise and it'll get bigger and bigger. That's the whole purpose, right? And every week we swap it for a USTC and we burn USTC for repay purposes. So not only are we burning USTC through the regular zero point 0.5 burn tax, but we're also taking 1% from the community pool of LUNC and swapping it for USTC and burning it every Saturday, right? So let's say the burn it all validator burns on Friday, USTC swaps to USTC on LUNC to USTC on Fridays, and then it burns on Fridays, and then the community pool burns swaps the LUNC to USTC on Saturdays, and then it burns on Saturdays USTC. I think that's a great idea. Even though I'm unfortunately it's at the end of the video where nobody's watching, but I think that's a great idea. So maybe tomorrow I'll start the video off with this idea and we'll see what people think. All right. So give me your ideas. on Twitter and the Patreon and also the Telegram group. Give me your ideas on what we can do to increase the buying pressure and the burns on USTC. Of course, Binance burning would help as well. Somebody needs to reach out to Binance and say, can you please burn USTC and maybe KuCoin and others and say what is the incentive? What do you need? What do you need from the community to start burning LUNC and USTC on a daily basis? What do you need? Do you need five? Do you need a billion LUNC tokens given, or 2 billion? What do you need from us? Um, and so I know other people have reached out to them, and the whole thing is, what do you need, right? Because there's always nothing is impossible if there's this incentive with behind it, right? So it's like, what do you need? We've seen companies that have started and they got on Binance like that with a snap of a finger, right? So it's not impossible to do these things. It's like it's like, what do you need, right? So you got companies that came out and then boom, they were on Binance. Coin Pepe was on Binance, Coinbase on with I mean not Coinbase but Binance, all these other things within within weeks, right? So and then you have other tokens that did the same thing, right? What's that one coin? Ape, was it Ape Coin? Ape Coin with the popular NFT board apes, NFTs and stuff like that. They got on Binance and all the major exchanges within seconds. People are like, wait a minute, what's going on? Who's behind this project, right? So don't say that we can't. It's impossible because we've seen companies come out of nowhere and get on these major exchanges without having to do nothing. You know what I mean? So but there is, I mean, you can always put out an incentive and say, hey, look, we're trying to burn these tokens down. What do you want from the community, right? And so, and then we just wait and see what they say, you know. All right, so let's go to the stats and then the validators and wrap up the video. So 33 million came into staking. Cool. So staking's going up. We're almost back to 15% there on staking. All right, so people are staking their tokens. Good. Come over and stake with Brad and the Burn It All Validator, man. All right, so Terra Casino and DF Lunk still burning there, and you can see all the people that have joined in. Luna Papa Node. Wow, that might be. Is that a new person? I don't I haven't heard of these people. They just come out of nowhere. And you got all nodes, Jesus is Lord. So people are still staking with the big dog is all nodes, and the big dog, Jesus is Lord, Rabbit, Moon Rabbit is now, Mr. D, Triple D is there. He's now the big dog as well. So the big dogs are getting a lot of love this week. I see even Steak Bin is getting love as well. They should Steak Bin should get love. They're the ones that track all this stuff for us now, for the lung community, and I use them every day. And so I give them a lot of free advertisements, and that's okay. That's fine because they got all the stuff that we need here. So it's pretty good. It's fun. It's fun to use Steak Bin. So shout out to Steak Bin for everything they do for the lung community here. Um, like which Hey, Steak Bin, I just thought about it. Where's your ads? Why don't you use Google Ads? If Stapin put some ads in here, they would make some money and they could burn USTC. So Steakbin, if you're watching my video right now, or somebody that knows the Steakbin crew, where are your ads so you can get some Google ads on here and take the funds and burn USTC, man, for Repeg. That would be awesome. You know how much staking people would do if you did that? If you started placing ads on here, like little small tiny ads that you when you see them, it's impressions and stuff, and you get some coins off of that, a cent here, 5 cents there. You got all these people visiting your website, man. Get some ads on here, man. I just thought about it. Run some ads on here, and and uh and then take the profits off of that, and burn USTC with them, man, and repeg this thing. Let's go, man. I mean, you guys would soar, in my opinion, if you guys were burning USDC with your ad revenues. I mean, that would be awesome. You guys would soar into the top five, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah, all right. And another great, another great advice there. You know, so I'm just spitting stuff out, man, to help the community out here. Okay, so here is Bernal, and we're down there. All right, so there's Hexagon up there at 44, and who else is here? Baywatch is still there, and and then Lug Fire's right there at 63, and then you got 8 Moon. All right, checking out some of these other validators that are trying to make it through the storm and get themselves known and get up there. So, checking these guys out. All right, so there's the validators that are securing the blockchain for us. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are neutral. It's all up to you to decide which one is which, right? But they're all securing the blockchain, so it is what it is, right? Peace out, God bless. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.